Did you know that the average person spends 218 minutes every single day procrastinating? That's over 3.5 hours. And here's the kicker. We're not just wasting time, we're literally rewiring our brains to crave more delay, more avoidance, more of that sweet, I'll do it tomorrow feeling. But what if I told you that procrastination isn't actually about being lazy? What if everything you think you know about beating procrastination is completely backwards? Let me guess. Right now, there's probably something you should be doing instead of watching this video. Maybe it's that project that's been sitting on your desk for weeks, or that important phone call you keep putting off. Or perhaps it's studying for an exam that's creeping closer by the day. And I bet you've tried all the solutions before, right? You've downloaded productivity apps, made elaborate to-do lists, tried the Pomodoro technique, maybe even bought a fancy planner that's now gathering dust on your shelf. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. I used to be the world champion of procrastination. I once spent an entire weekend reorganizing my sock drawer just to avoid writing a single paragraph of an important presentation. My friends called me the tomorrow guy because everything was always happening tomorrow. But then I discovered something that changed everything, and today I'm going to share that breakthrough with you. See, most people think procrastination is about time management or willpower. They think procrastinators are just lazy people who need to buckle down and just do it. But that's like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. The truth is, procrastination is an emotional regulation problem, disguised as a time management problem. When we procrastinate, our brain is actually trying to protect us from something, usually fear, overwhelm, perfectionism, or a task that feels too big or too boring. Think about it. When was the last time you procrastinated on something you genuinely enjoyed? When was the last time you put off eating your favorite meal or watching your favorite show? Exactly. We don't procrastinate on things that feel good. And here's where it gets really interesting. Every time we procrastinate, we're teaching our brain that avoidance works. We get a little hit of relief, a small dose of, I don't have to deal with that right now. But that relief is temporary, and the task is still there, often growing bigger and scarier in our minds. But what if I told you there's a way to break this cycle? What if you could actually rewire your brain to crave action instead of avoidance? Today, I'm going to share with you the 3-pillar framework that completely transformed how I approach tasks and eliminated 90% of my procrastination. I call it the ACK method. A, acknowledge the real reason you're avoiding. C, create micro-momentum. T, transform your environment. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system that works with your brain's natural tendencies instead of fighting against them. No more white-knuckling through tasks or beating yourself up for being lazy. Let's start with the first pillar, acknowledge. This is where most people get it wrong. They try to power through procrastination with willpower. But that's like trying to drive a car with the parking brake on. Instead, we need to get curious about what's really going on. The next time you catch yourself procrastinating, instead of judging yourself, ask, what am I really avoiding here? Maybe you're avoiding that work presentation because you're afraid it won't be perfect. Maybe you're putting off that difficult conversation because you're scared of conflict. Maybe you're avoiding studying because the material feels overwhelming. Here's a quick exercise you can try right now. Think of something you've been procrastinating on. Got it? Now, complete this sentence. I'm avoiding this because I'm afraid that. Common fears include, I'm afraid it won't be good enough. I'm afraid I'll fail. I'm afraid it will be boring. I'm afraid I don't know how to start. I'm afraid of what others will think. Once you acknowledge the real reason, something magical happens. The task loses some of its power over you. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room where you thought there was a monster, only to discover it was just a pile of clothes. The second pillar is create micro-momentum. Here's something that will blow your mind. NASA scientists have calculated that it takes more energy to launch a rocket into space than it does to keep it there once it's moving. Your brain works the same way. Starting is the hardest part, but Once you're in motion, staying in motion becomes much easier. This is where the magic of micro-actions comes in. Instead of telling yourself, I need to write this entire report, try, I'm just going to open the document. Instead of I need to clean the whole house, try, I'm just going to pick up 5 things. The key is making the first step so small that it feels almost silly not to do it. I call these embarrassingly small actions. They're so tiny that your brain doesn't even register them as real work, so it doesn't trigger the avoidance response. Here's the beautiful part. Once you start, you'll often find yourself naturally continuing. It's like when you tell yourself you'll just watch one episode of your favorite show, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you've watched the entire season. But even if you don't continue past that micro-action, you've still won. You've proven to your brain that you can follow through on commitments to yourself. And that builds momentum for next time. The third pillar is transform your environment. And this one's a game changer. Your environment is constantly influencing your behavior, usually without you even realizing it. Think about it. You're more likely to eat healthy if your kitchen is stocked with healthy food, and junk food is nowhere to be seen. You're more likely to exercise if your workout clothes are laid out and ready to go. The same principle applies to procrastination. If you want to write, but your desk is cluttered with distractions, you're fighting an uphill battle. If you want to study, but your phone is right there buzzing with notifications, guess what's going to win? Here's how to hack your environment for success. First, remove friction from good behaviors. Make it as easy as possible to do the thing you want to do. If you want to read more, put books everywhere, by your bed, on your coffee table, in your bag. Second, add friction to bad behaviors. If you get distracted by social media, log out of all your accounts and put your phone in another room. Make the destructive behavior harder to access. Third, create environmental cues. Set up your space so that it automatically reminds you of what you want to accomplish. If you want to work out in the morning, lay out your exercise clothes the night before. I have a friend who wanted to stop checking his phone first thing in the morning, so he started charging it in the kitchen instead of next to his bed. Such a simple change, but it completely transformed his morning routine.
Now, let's talk about how to actually implement this in your daily life, because knowing and doing are two very different things. Strategy 1, the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't add it to your to-do list. Don't schedule it for later. Just do it right now. This prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. Strategy 2, energy management. Pay attention to your natural energy cycles. Are you a morning person or a night owl? When do you feel most creative, most analytical? Schedule your most important or challenging tasks during your peak energy hours. Strategy 3, the progress celebration. This is crucial and often overlooked. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, celebrate it. Do a little dance. Check it off your list with a flourish. Tell someone about your accomplishment. Your brain needs to learn that completing tasks feels good. Strategy 4, the procrastination reset. When you catch yourself procrastinating, don't judge yourself. Simply say, oh, I'm procrastinating right now. That's interesting. What am I avoiding? Then apply the ACT method. Before we wrap up, let me share some common pitfalls I see people fall into when trying to beat procrastination. Pitfall number 1, all or nothing thinking. Don't expect to eliminate procrastination completely overnight. It's a process and you'll have setbacks. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Pitfall number 2, overcomplicating the system. Keep it simple. The fanciest productivity system in the world won't help if you don't actually use it. Start with 1 or 2 strategies and build from there. Pitfall number 3, ignoring your wins. We're often quick to notice when we procrastinate, but slow to acknowledge when we don't. Start keeping track of your wins, no matter how small. So there you have it, the ACT method for beating procrastination. Remember, procrastination isn't a character flaw, it's just a habit that can be changed with the right strategies. To recap, acknowledge what you're really avoiding. Create micro-momentum with embarrassingly small actions. Transform your environment to support success. Your homework for this week, and yes, I'm giving you homework because I believe in you, is to pick just one task you've been procrastinating on and apply this framework. Start small, be patient with yourself, and remember that every step forward is a victory. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and comment what you'll stop procrastinating on. I read every comment. You've got this. Watching this entire video shows your potential. Now turn it into action. Next time, building unstoppable confidence. Keep growing. Life's too short for endless tomorrows.